Let's face it, your early 20s can be a difficult, confusing, transitionary period of your life, and it is okay to feel lost and confused in the midst of all the chaos and life changes going on. Well, I'm here today to share with you guys 5 tough lessons that every guy in their early 20s needs to learn to make the most out of these crucial years. Let's get into it. Number 1 is to understand that you have more agency than ever before. Previous life stages, everything really felt like your hand was held throughout everything throughout your childhood, youth, adolescence, high school. Everything was quite structured and regimented. But when you get out there into the real world, you're pretty much your own individual. No one can make you wake up at a certain time, make you do a specific job. Really, you have more agency than ever. This is a bit of a double-edged sword. That means you can pursue goals, aspirations, businesses, entrepreneurial endeavors that you want to pursue. By all means, you are the only person there standing in your way. But understand that if you have the agency to go out there and really make something of yourselves, you can also slip into those bad habits as well. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. It's to understand that on either side, you have that ability to make those decisions, and that it ultimately falls on you, and you don't need to ask anybody's permission for you to pursue something meaningful or to slip back into just bad habits. Number 2, friends will come and go. It's reality. People grow and change. If you think you're going to keep the same friends you made throughout your youth, high school, even college, throughout the rest of your life, it can be extremely difficult. People grow and change. I had a friend of mine that we were friends since we were 10 years old, and he just turned into a left-leaning political environmentalist, which I just could not see myself being. Does this suck that I lost a friend of 12 plus years? Yes, but I'm fully aware that it's reality. It is just necessary to know that this is a massive transitionary period, and the people you went into this period with may not be the same ones that you leave this period with. It's not meant to sound depressing. It is just a fact. And who's not to say that maybe it was necessary to cut some people off because they were really doing more harm to yourself and to your relationship, and they were keeping you back from pursuing what you really wanted to pursue, whether it's personal, professional, emotional, spiritual. And who's to say you can't find new and more meaningful relationships as you yourself develop and grow into your 20s? It can be difficult because we always like to look back with nostalgia and think how great things used to be, and even though they're not now, it's important to find the silver lining in there rather than just looking back with rose-tinted glasses and thinking about how great things used to be, when you can look forward into how much better things can be. Number 3 is somebody else's success doesn't mean your failure. I know a lot of people right now on social media are fascinated with like entrepreneurship culture, luxury cars, money, everything normal that men in their 20s like. I fall into that too. But just because somebody else is successful doesn't mean you're necessarily failing. You could be on your journey there, but you taking time out of your day to compare yourself to somebody who's already achieved everything similar to what you want to achieve is only going to make you feel worse about the current situation that you're in. It's going to make you grow bitter and resentful, other than you should be focusing on where you came from, whether it's yesterday, the week prior, the month before, a year ago, to where you are now. And if you're seeing an improvement there, a tangible improvement, you should be more than satisfied. But then again, is that vapid lifestyle really what you want? Is that really going to bring more meaning to your life, or is it just going to be a nice highlight reel for you to post and share for validation? Number 4, you can't rely on a single income source to sustain you. I know right now everyone is feeling a pinch with hyperinflation, and this goes to show you that having more than one income stream is super important. Now, I'm not here to do a whole deep dive on building income streams, but it's so important for you to have, let's say, your full-time career, and you have something on the side that is at least covering a portion of your monthly expenses. That is super important, because what if your business slows down? What if your job isn't paying as much? What if you're on a per client or per patient base and it's a slower day? You need to have more than one pillar of support, because if you lose that, you're down to 0. Versus if you're working on building an additional stream that can cover 50% of your monthly expenses, then you're living a lot more comfortably. And even if you're building a third or fourth one, that is just more money in your pocket that you can breathe easier at the end of the day. Know you're keeping bills and debt collectors away, that you can focus on growing and expanding your business, your career, or even your investments, or even just having that extra money for travel and everything. Because I know if people don't want to have that luxury lifestyle or whatever you see floating around on social media, they want to be at least somewhat more financially independent, where their life doesn't revolve around their work, that they can actually take time to enjoy things. And I think sacrificing some free time now to have an additional income stream will only be more beneficial later on, when you can actually have more time to enjoy life with your friends, family members, and loved ones. Number 5 is to find balance between work and leisure. Work and go home, work and go home, and have this hamster cycle loop of a life. I know right now we're still glorifying hustle culture, people getting up early, grinding. What color is your Bugatti? And this is really toxic, because you do not want to fall on either extremes in your 20s. You don't want to be somebody that's going out every single weekend, partying, cottage trips, weekend vacations, spending a lot of money. And then in your later 20s, you're playing catch up because, I can't afford a home. My bills are super expensive. I don't have that much saved. I can't plan for my future, retirement, whatever. You're going to be playing catch up for the next decade. And you don't want to be the individual on the other side who's a workaholic, always works, just making a lot of money, but never having enough time to actually enjoy life. And I think there needs to be a fine balance between the two, because if you're that workaholic, you're going to lose the years where you have the most energy, your vigor, your vitality for more money. What's the point of you making that much more if you can never have time to enjoy it or spend time with your friends, family members, and loved ones? There has to be a fine line there, only for your mental health sake, so you can feel recovered and rejuvenated. And each time you go back to work, you don't feel completely drained. Finding that balance will be challenging, and everyone's situation is going to be different. But making an effort to prioritize having balance in your life, especially for your mental health and well-being, can only pay off dividends in the years to come, because you're going to think more clearly, objectively, and you're going to have less pessimism, and you're going to have less resentment towards yourself for the actions or lack of actions that you have taken. And there you guys have. Those are 5 tough lessons that every guy in their 20s should learn. If you guys made it this far into the video, be sure to drop a like, comment your opinion down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.